Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Devin Adams. I'm a Fortinet instructor here in Tempe, Arizona, and I record these videos for the people who've taken my class. And we've been building a topology so we could get some demos going on. And in the last video, we added a couple of additional FortiGates, added some additional WAN connections, got some basic connectivity going, and yeah, and we're getting closer and closer to actually doing some demos. Now, just like with the remotes, not the remote, the headquarter FortiGate here, I'm going to do a couple of things in this video, and this could actually be considered a demo, even though I've never had anyone request it. But we're going to go ahead and protect the FortiManager behind the FortiGate. So if you guys notice here, we have the FortiManager, all right? And this FortiManager is, you know, behind the FortiGate. Now, I know that like in our lab environments, we connect the FortiManager directly to the internet, and that way our FortiGates that are facing the internet can find it, so it can do central management. But if you look into the documentation, they always say protected behind a FortiGate, right? And as far as I can tell, they don't really show you how to do that or why to do that. So anyway, so that's going to be our goal for today, and then we can go way more deep into that later. But basically, what we're going to do is create a DNAT object called the virtual IP address that has a publicly facing profile. Okay, and then from there, we're going to go ahead and write a firewall policy to let it through to the FortiManager. So, and then in the next video, I'm going to show maybe hardening that connection. All right. But for right now, just because I got to keep these short, maybe I can record a couple of them a day. I'm going to try to not do too much at once. So, and then after that, I want these two in the backup ADOM that we created over here. So whenever we make changes, we can quickly roll back if, well, I screw up or if I want to do a different type of demo. So, but let's go ahead and get started. So I know that we have an SD-WAN solution here, but I'm just going to use this as my primary connection. Now, down the road, I might make additional VIP objects here. All right, but I'm going to focus on just this right here. Now, the FortiGate has a private IP address of 10.201.1 that we're pretending to be a public IP address. Okay, so let's pretend that we got like a /29 or a /28, right? A public IP addresses, and we're going to assign one of those public IP addresses to the FortiManager using a virtual IP address. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's log into our management PC. Okay, that's not good. I don't know what's going on there. All right, something I must have been doing last time. All right, here we go. Come on, Gina. All right, there we are. Okay, and to create a VIP object, we're going to come down here to Policy and Objects. All right, we're going to come to Virtual IP Addresses, and we're going to create new. All right, and I'm going to say, hey, this is the FortiManager. I can't even spell at all. Manager, thank you. VIP. Okay. Interface any for right now, that's okay. And our external address is going to be 10.201.10. Now I'm going to pretend like I own that IP address and it's being routed to me. And internally it's going to go to our 10.1.1.200, which is our VIP. All right, now I could do some additional filters here. Like I said, I'll do a different video on hardening this. And I'm going to say that my VIP objects are orange just because it tastes better. I don't know. All right, there we go. So we have our virtual IP address. All right. Now we're going to write the firewall policy. So I'm going to go to my IP4 policy. I'm going to say create new. Okay. And I'm going to say this is going to be a FortiManager access. And our ingress is actually going to be our port 1. All right. Our outgoing interface is going to be our management. Now, there's a lot of argument here that this might need to be in a DMZ. maybe. Anyways, if I was going to go back and do this correctly, I would probably have it just like that. And what I do is that I take one of the FortiManager's um, um, unused ports, and I'd plug it into a different subnet, right, into a different broadcast domain. That would be my DMZ. Just for right now, though, I'm just going to leave it for the sake of simplicity. Now, the source are the IP addresses that they're coming from. Now, guys, do we want anyone talking to our FortiManager? Probably not. And I do suggest you hardening it at least to this point from the get-go. Now, you're going to know the public IP addresses of your FortiGates, right? So I suggest taking a moment and actually making those objects. All right. So, for example, our NYC FortiGate. All right. And then I can make another underscore and maybe do, I can't even remember. I did like Cox or something. I'm just going to say WAN1. All right. And I'm going to make my VIP or my external IP addresses red. So, anyways, I'm sorry. I'm doing this with my kids at home. My 5-year-old just busted in the door. Anyways, what I was saying here is, yeah, we're just making our IP addresses of our FortiGates, and I believe it's 5.1. All right. So, and of course, if I want to use it later, um, oops, 32. My bad. All right. And I'll make another one for Texas. All right. So I'll say Texas FortiGate WAN 1. All right. And the reason why this is more protective than just having it publicly facing to the FortiManager is because you can't do any kind of filtering like this, and you can't also do any DOS policies, which we're going to do a little bit later. All right, so but here we go. I'll make it red, and then I believe it's 10.200.7.1/32. So those are the only IP addresses that that can talk to the FortiManager from the outside. All right, our destination is going to be our VIP object, which is our virtual IP address, and our service here is going to be, just for right now, all. I mean, I could, technically speaking, put in just the ports it needs. The big one is TCP 541, but honestly, right now, I'm just going to keep it simple. So that's more hardening than we'd usually get. I'm also going to log all sessions just so I can keep an eye out on the traffic flow. So here we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and test it. So we're going to test it by joining our branch offices. Now I'm going to do it from one direction, so from the New York FortiGates to the FortiManager, and then I'll do it from the opposite direction. I might have to do these after the kids go to bed. Anyways, what was I saying? Sorry, guys. So I'm going to do it from one direction, the New York firewall coming from the outside in, and then I'm going to go out from the inside out for the Texas one. So before I can do that though, let's real quickly go to our other FortiGates. All right, so here's Texas. All right, maybe. Come on, buddy. It's thinking. Maybe I turned that off. I can't even remember. Let's go here. All right. Advanced. It looks like our licensing went through. All right. And I just have to make sure that FMG access is turned on the WAN interface. It's going to be pointing towards the FortiManager. So, all right, here we go. So let's go over to our interfaces. All right. Here is that IP address that I had before. Yep, I'm definitely going to have to do these when they go to bed. Anyways, this is what we need to confirm. Okay. There we go. And that way the, what you call it. And it looks like I did turn off the access. So that's why I couldn't get to it from the outside. And that's how it should be, right? We rarely even leave ping access on. So, so there you go. That's on one FortiGate. And then let's go over to our New York office and do the same. All right. Here we are. Oh, Unable to contact server. Well, that's not good. Let's take a look what's going on there. All right, admin, password, get system status. Oh, everything looks okay. I don't know what's going on. Let's take a look here. All right. Sorry about that, guys. And then we'll go to our firewall. There we go. And once again, it's just because the licensing went through, we have to add the self-signed cert exemption. All right. Oh, you know what? My caps lock was on. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and not only turn on our access, but let's see if that VIP worked. Okay, so here we are. All right, and we're going to go to our port 1. And we're going to turn on that FMG access so the FortiManager can talk to it. All right, perfect. So once again, let's go ahead and reach out to the FortiManager. So we'll go to Security Fabric. We'll go to our security settings here, or settings. And we're going to go to Central Management. Okay. I'm going to say FortiManager, Backup. And it's going to be 10.200.1.10. All right. I'm going to hit apply. And hopefully it'll be able to find it. Now the fact that it is showing me that the FortiManager's serial number, guess what, guys? Our VIP worked. Okay. All right. Pretty darn cool. Okay. Now just to show you the level of protection that we got here, I'm going to do the opposite by using an IP address that's not in that source IP address range. So if you notice here, we did it for 7.1, but not for 8.1. So if I go to my security settings, my security fabric settings, and I go to central management, okay, and I type in 10.2, you know what, that won't work because it will use my WAN 1 because I never set up the other one, did I? You guys are just gonna have to take my word on it. It wouldn't work, I promise. So, because it wasn't coming from that source, and that's the kind of level of protection that we can do. So, what I mean here, guys, is that I never put the firewall policies up into play, and the quad 0 and everything for my second WAN connection. But that's okay. Now that I think about it, it'll be all right. So, let's go into the opposite direction, though. All right. So let's go back to my main management PC. I have way too many windows open. Let me close them. Been too click happy here. All right. Let's go back to our management PC and let's go to the FortiManager. All right. So here we go. Let's log in. Okay. And as you can see here in the root, we do have one waiting for us. All right. And that was our request from New York City. So we'll go to unauthorized devices. There it is. We'll go ahead and say authorize, but we'll authorize it in the backup. And that way it will come in as a backup FortiGate. So pretty cool, right, guys? So, and that way, no matter which direction the tunnel goes down, we can reestablish it, and we won't have that problem like I've had in my other videos where it was all behind a natted FortiGate. So, not too bad. Well, let's go ahead and do what we were gonna do, because remember I said in both directions here, and I'm gonna get my other FortiGates up and running using the add device. So it is going to be the Texas one, so it's going to be 10.200 7.1. All right, and the username is going to be my admin password. There we go. We'll hit next. And we'll let it do its thing. So and it should reach out there and discover it. Maybe I hope so. It usually doesn't take this long. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Well, while that's baking, I'm just going to come in here real quickly and make sure I didn't screw that up somehow. So network interfaces, as long as it has that, yeah, as long as it has that on there, we should be okay. So I don't know why that's taking so long. Could just be my lab environment. So not a big deal. But it usually doesn't just hang there. Wow, that's different. Let me hit cancel and try again. Let me try it from the root. I don't know why that would matter. It shouldn't. All right, so we'll do discover 10.200.7.1 admin password. And yeah, that's kind of weird. I'm not quite too sure what's happening there. So, because usually it'll take it right away. So now, honestly, I could sit there and troubleshoot it, but I'm pretty sure that my 5-year-old's going to come busting in here any second. So let's just, for the sake of trying it out, let's try this direction. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to my settings, and let's see if we can't reach out and find the FortiManager. Not activate. Get out of here. Of course, these never go as planned, right, guys? 10.200.1.10. Hit apply. And let's see if it finds it. I mean, yeah, there you go. So I'm not quite too sure what's going on there, to be honest with you. I'll have to figure that out. So um, maybe I'll make another video on that. But I don't know why it's getting caught up here. And then all honesty, what I would do is that I would just probably make some kind of um, IP pool to make sure that it wasn't getting natted weirdly. So anyways, but let's go back here and let's just join it for right now. And as you can see, we're in the backup ADOM, but every time that we request access, it always goes to the root. So there you go. There's the Texas. Okay. And then we are going to authorize into our backup, and they are both in there. So I still, like I said, I still got to figure that out. So, but in the next video, and I'll have to record it after the kids go to bed, I'm going to show how to make a DOS policy to protect the FortiManager. And that way, we can make sure that what you call it, if anyone tries to do any kind of like probing attempts or anything like that, they won't be able to. So anyways, guys, sounds good. Sounds good. So let's go ahead and end the video for right now. And that was essentially us using the FortiGate to protect the FortiManager by doing some filtering. And once again, you can do some DOS policies that we're going to do later on. And I'm going to figure out why it couldn't reach out in this direction someday. So, but we got it working. So I'm going to end it right there, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So take